What's up? ¿Qué pasa? And like I like to say also now is Jacque, with lots of love, mucho cariño, mucho amor. That's for our Marshallese families and students and everybody out there in this Springdale community that, you know, is the largest Marshallese community in the whole United States. And I have some guests here that are going to correct me. Let me know if I am saying the truth. But we just want to welcome you to this great show. We're going to call it Marshallese TV. And what we want is the message to go out there to all the community, especially to our Marshallese brothers and sisters that we know are so into the school district and really wanting to do good, and for their children. That's the common ground that unites us all as one, for the children to do good. So I have some special guests here, and I don't know where to start, but I'm going to start with my Marshallese brothers and sisters. Aquí a mi derecha, to my right side. I don't know if that in TV it's right or left, but we're going to make this happen, okay? This is what's going to happen. Tenemos a Anita Iban. Did I say it right? Yes. Important to pronounce those names, right, Anita? Because some people call you Anita, Ivan, but no, it's Anita Iban, okay? And Anita, what is your position and role for the Springdale School District? And talk to that mic over here for me.
My role with the Springdale School District, I'm a Marshallese parent and community liaison, and also a interpreter and translator. Wonderful.
And that means that you are working with Marshallese families and just making sure that they're connecting with the school district?
Yes, that's part of my role, and in fact, that's who I deal with most of the time is the Marshallese students and also the parents.
Very good. And you've been with the district how many years?
I've been with the district for about 16 years. 16
years. Wonderful. That is part of it. 16 años, 16 years. How do you say 16 in Marshallese? What was that? You're going to teach you that one later, right? Because
yes.
Okay, but that would be a great song to do the numbers in Marshallese, and I'm sure there's something like that. But then next to you we have Tommy, mi amigo, Tommy, Jacque, Tommy.
Yeah, what?
How are you? And tell me, Tommy, your whole name so we can get the pronunciation right.
Okay, my name is Tommy Leibus.
Leibus.
Yes.
Okay, and I'm going to call you Tommy. Is that okay?
It's okay.
Okay, Tommy, and you also work as a community school liaison for Springdale School Districts, right?
Yes.
And what school do you cover?
I cover Lakeside, Junior High, and Middle School, Senior.
Wonderful. And you've been with us how long?
2 years, almost 2 years.
2 years. And the purpose of this program, what is going to happen is, for the next shows, you're not going to see Papa Rap here. What you're going to see is our Marshallese brothers and sisters that are working for the school district, bringing their guests and bringing Dr. Rollins, bringing anybody in the district that's working towards really making it better opportunities for all our children, but our Marshallese children, you know, is going to be the focus. So this whole show probably is going to be a Marshallese. And I'm going to be watching, and I'm not going to understand, and you're probably going to be talking about me, but it's going to be good, right?
Right.
Claro que sí. So, and then I have a brother here that I want you all to meet, okay? Mi amigo y mi hermano, Steve Butler from Butler Broadcasting. Okay, so Steve, get into the mic, and
I'll get into the mic.
Because what I want people to know is that we've been having conversations, and first of all, what are the radio stations that you have?
We have KXNA, which is licensed to Springdale, Arkansas.
Okay.
It's New Rock 104.9 The X. We have 1190 The Fan, which is KREB, and then we have KFFK, which is 1390, and presently it's a news talk station.
Okay.
But we're looking to do a dream that I've had going back to 2000. I've wanted to start stations specifically for people in the area that are being underserved. As you know, we've had 4 different Spanish radio stations. The next goal I have was to do one with the Marshallese, and then as soon as you brought it up, you saw how excited I got.
Well, This is awesome, and we want to know, for people to understand, what's the station that Rick Schaefer does?
Rick Schaefer is on from 4 to 7. He does it from his studio here at the school district, but he's on from 4 to 7 on 1190 The Fan.
Okay, that's why he works so many hours, because I see him at night working.
We've been together since he's the oldest continuous sports broadcaster in Northwest Arkansas.
That is awesome.
And we're honored to have him. He's one of the greatest guys I've ever met.
Well, and he
walks the walk.
He does, and with the schools, I mean, the work that he's been doing, that is so important, you know, in communications. But it is wonderful that's why we wanted to have this conversation today, because basically, what we will be doing is not only producing this show so you can see it on the Springdale TV,
but you also hear it on the radio station.
There we go.
So this show will actually be broadcast on 1390 this next week.
Okay.
So what we'll do is we'll take the show, we'll edit it down for radio, and we're going to start off putting it at 7 p.m. I need to talk to you on which day is the best day to do it. And then later on, a little bit later on, we're going to move it into a time slot that's closer to 5 p.m. each day. But what I want to do is get together with all of you to figure out what is the best day and time. And then what we're hoping to do is expand it until it takes up the entire day, hopefully. So I wanted to get together with you all to contact some. And we have sister stations. For example, 104.9DX has a sister station in Key West, which is an island, which I own also. But I'd like to set up a sister station in the Marshall Islands, and then we get the music there. And the goal is to first set up a half-an-hour segment, then expand it into an hour, and then into 2 hours, and then 3 hours. And then if we can keep going, my goal would be to make it into a total station devoted to the Marshallese that are here in Northwest Arkansas.
Wow, that is great. So there we go. Aplauso, please. Tell me.
Un momento. Just real quick, what I also want to do is I want to participate with the community personally. So what I like to do is meet everybody with the consulate, and then what I'm going to do is periodically, at least once a month or twice a month, throw a little something at maybe a retail place like AAF, where we'll bring free food and service. And then what I like to do is also get hooked up with the DJs in the Marshall Islands. And I want it to be, in whatever language that, whether you want the Marshallese or English, however best serves you. And I'd like to meet all the churches and all the ministers of all the churches. And I'll go once a month at least to one of the services. And I'd like to become part of the community. I've done that with the Keys, and then the goal after a while, I'd love to fly to the Marshall Islands and meet the people there too.
Oh wow, that was Steve, man. He even put a commercial in there. That is so cool. I'm so happy because I knew that this is the conversation that because of time we've been running and trying to put this together. We've been kind of saying, how do we do this? So all this happening right here in front of the cameras. Now I want to hear the opinions over here. ¿Qué piensas?
Wow. I can't think of a better word to express how fortunate we are as a Marshallese community being here in Northwest Arkansas, away from home, and to know that this will be available to us. And I think this is something that the Marshallese community here has been waiting for. In fact, this is how communication started back in the Marshall Islands, is through a radio station and later on the TV. But this is really something that I'm really interested in.
And that's awesome. And how do you feel that we're going to be able to use this like for the schools right now? Because, the focus of the Springdale School District is going to say, we're going to do this because it's important. We've been doing it in Espanol. I'm going to do it in Marshallese. But how would you use this then? Tom, you want to add to that?
Yes. First of all, I would like to thank you for all this opportunity that you're kind of showing us. And I feel that it's very important because it will be engaging all the Marshallese to information and all that. And they can now have update themselves in the life situation here in Springdale. And to the school, I think it's very beneficial because then the parents who do not have time to listen somewhere else, they can tune in to the radio or TV and get more information based on what their children are doing. And then they can understand why it's so important about school, and they can encourage their student to try harder than what they have.
I love it. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a pause because we're going to come right back. But when we come back, we want to hear all that in Marshallese. Okay?
Yep.
Okay. ¿Cómo tata? Is that like?
¿Cómo dada?
And how do you say we'll be right back? Ya regresamos. Okay, you heard it, okay? We'll see you in a little bit, okay? Jacque. Regresamos. Marshallese TV in the house.
El Jones Center está buscando artistas jóvenes en el noroeste de Arkansas para competir en el primer Festival de Arte de Spring Creek del 23 al 26 de octubre. Crea tu mejor video, escultura, fotografía, pintura o cualquier otro talento que tengas. Lo que sea arte para ti, preséntalo. La competencia está abierta para estudiantes del noroeste de Arkansas desde kinder hasta la universidad. Para las reglas y fecha límite, ve a springcreekfestival.com. Sé parte del Festival de Arte Spring Creek, celebrando el arte de nuestros estudiantes.
Jacque, am I saying, because I hear the word Jacque sometimes, then somebody says Yahweh. So what's the right pronunciation in Marshallese? Jacque. Okay, and I'll get that. And when you hear this, I mean, we need to learn. We need to learn how to say those words because it's proper. And please correct me every time. The students correct me every time I say it wrong. The Marshallese students tell me, no, papara, this is the way. So Jacque. I'm okay. I'll learn. And Steve is learning too. And Steve, real quick, because we know that you have to go, but we are so happy that we have here with us Butler Broadcasting, Steve Butler, and you have a message for the community.
Yeah, I just want to say how excited we are at Butler Broadcasting and all the stations to be working with the Marshallese. And I see you got the memo about the Marshallese shirt. Some call them Hawaiian shirts. I call them Kiwi. They're now Marshallese. So we're going to have Marshallese Friday every Friday now. All of our employees have to wear Marshallese shirts.
And you're also working with the Springdale School District.
Yes, and we're working with the school district and all together. And the beautiful thing is that Springdale and our dear friend Rick Schaefer and Papa Rapp will send out little memos to the families and let people know what time the programs are running. So in the beginning, we're going to run 2 weeks in a row on all three of our stations during our public service programming on Sunday. So it'll be on the first 2 weeks. It'll be on 104.90X, 1190 The Fan, and 1390 The Center. Wonderful. So I just want to say how excited we are and to be part of this.
Gracias.
How do you say thank you in Marshallese? One more data? Close enough. All right, thank you. Let me shake hands with everybody, and I'll get out of here.
Tranquilo.
Adios.
Adios, amigos.
Thank you. Very nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon. Bye-bye, everyone.
And that's Steve Butler for you. I mean, it's in and out, fast, but right to the. It's wonderful because I just felt when I went to talk to him, thinking about ways of how can we speed up the process of helping our Marshallese parents get connected with the community. I mean, immediately he said, "This is what I want to do." So, it's a great partner for the Springdale School District, so we want to thank them. But now I want to give you the time to speak. I know we've spoken a lot. Okay. Hemos hablado mucho. That means in Spanish, mucho. But now you're taking the way of everything that just happened here to talk to our Marshallese, right? I have the Marshallese community and make sure that they're getting the message and what's going on, okay?
You want me to say?
Yes, in Marshallese.
Yahweh Olive, Roron Yage, showing Marshallese, showing Alabalugun Kamolol, Iroj Bachemarong, Taber opportunity again, and not Papa Rap in Megar interview with Kajilo Chipon and Rainim. Ligayo Jagaba Market Steve Butler, Chen Butler Broadcasting, Jakamolo Iroj. Kiel Gunet Piroar. Tabarron, you get change chugul, Magdu go chet elaptada chicken chugul gainar, gonna kia or roranet canad power, Pijagar Quala, Benina, which gain announcement again, Chen chugul gain cachojo, Paraino, Eban Pagilo, TV or Daga, Camolo Lane, where Emona in Partibanket, Rumajal, Cabello Yalang and Ar Marong, Tabarronilo radio. Kamolo le warin chep chala karakin rajidongan kaya giganan lukun kamolol TV station in radio station in po jakin chibang kajrumajal boy in piro lagar taberron.
And Tommy, and you want to ask, because the roles that you have for the Springdale School District, for people to understand that this is something that's coming from the Springdale School District, and you all work with the Springdale School District, part of that family also. So to make that connection, I mean, what are you going to use this show that eventually I'm not going to be here? You tell Papa is not going to be here, unless you put a school out there to teach me Marshallese. That's one business waiting to happen, you know, to teach Marshallese, and for our children to not forget, you know, our Marshallese for native speakers, and so just to be thinking about that. But just to give the message about what, you know, the expectations, how you're going to be all producing this program, and we're going to be working in conjunction, but it's going to be the Marshallese TV from the Springdale School District. Okay?
Thank you very much. Ganan paraleo dyan nanin niya ko kamola lani chilo chipunin rain parainot ko walo gipen nanakuan keren regagin. Elbar menanam caraman kena ke camarong itu kumiyon menegay nilo ijagay ni macap cigir ak cicilo ke ani cicipang kecan iye dengan iye nem kalikar ke kec cicadro me cicai guc cipang inodem jejak ke cipang kecan iye dengan iye nganari itu bangain kemlelik tagain rena jualo kilo iye negay enotan cigul ke untuk beren kone ke parent ipen cigul ke kacuju nganam pegmelele tai wajru ni jumai kada kacala ko jigi chen ar do bayan kamane show ke nim elabadangan cibang ron cibai pen ron bai kajuan cibang ajru ni juro ilo chon wawi no me ni lukun lapat lenglok iloan pikot iljum cakala jawan barano kamolol bal ken ke chep chul ke no ta ke ni bar dongan iglesia ko lo chabat emarong leng program ko jamarong kamani lo chabat me belen emarong awal Siapa dah ni itu cuman iglesia im kajarabal stage ni dengan kolak nano pen itu dah nano dengan awal baru mereka itu dengan cikincar. Ergen cedegen wawin celukun caraman kaki raini baca marong kona ke cigul ipen parent ini melamun kona ke community yo ipen nano cedegen wawin celukun caraman kaki epan baca kamengot peguna mengai ni baru dengan parent rujuguro marong leng program kan cigul. I know the high school student or I'm going to show low yen again. Karo pakalongan awal parent ro tago rekada kilo munchulo ko pa. Win and parent ro dongan munchulo. Jejun kamolol showin ka lamarin ro pagero kan ke chilgen opportunity ngan ke jermajal. Ko wala ko dipen keren regagin. Elabar charaman mudej puro baca marong dokum low win gain. Parchonalan ngai lelongan keren regagin pengilangan kokowai man malodam edalo daga kumol.
Wow, that's, you know, I want to take the microphone. I have a microphone. I didn't understand anything you said, but I know it's all good in the way of, because it's part of what's going on in the community, speeding up the process. Sometimes we say, well, you know, people need to speak English. Sure, we all want to learn to speak English. I don't know nobody that doesn't want to learn to speak English. But meanwhile, how do we make things happen to connect and bring people together? Because the common ground here is our children. And talking about that, the announcement for Parent Teachers Conference this week, so who wants to add to that? Because we don't have much time here, but it's important that we talk about the Parent Teachers Conference. So these are happening, okay, Thursday, September. Okay, are you available? Oh, this is for volunteers. This is for the volunteers. But you want to
add the training.
Okay, for the training. So talk to real quick for the parents about letting them know about the importance, if you feel, in the way of being in the Parent Teachers Conference, and also how we need volunteers, and then we could give this number here. Okay?
Okay. Ikanan berkagay may jawale benot emman ko ar ne marungin ko na kumualo kilo TV marung tabar rochet ikanan kagay may jagan Parent Teacher Conference kana na jiri rain ne jirjang may walang takilo alangin ilo chongrat mi joan ran ne jwar training ko ran kaman ilo administration building yan ngan romeray mananam kanan volunteer mawa ko kana chongol jon chimatan rosa jana kap lalimawa chimatan.
Yes, and we will add, as you mentioned, that we will add here the number of the person to call if they want to volunteer as a Marshallese interpreter. So that's going to be really good too.
Kumarong tabar ESL office kalakam idoglimon perilo sajan kay nganuko. Ajan rongol chilu wig na ilo rongol chilu rane mandalejian conference ko kana incho dialogue chul. Ngayon ole parent jen kilait kindergarten lang ngayon chungoro.
Okay, and we're going to give the numbers of the school so you could call and just connect. And at this point, we're out of time, but we are going to be doing this every week. So it's just going to be called, at least for now, it's Marshallese TV. Can we all say, when I say 3, 1, 2, 3, Marshallese TV. And that's for you, okay? Con mucho amor, Jacque, con mucha tata, lots of love. And brothers and sisters, we're working together is better. Una comunidad, one community, always working together, okay? Thank you very much.